So, in today's video, we will discuss the following topics: Global Elite Arm Wrestling, Dave Chaffee, Devon Larratt, Brian Shaw, Ermes Gasparini, and Monster Michael Todd. Let's start the video. Global Elite Arm Wrestling pay per view is only a few hours away, about 3 to be precise, 6 p.m. Eastern Time today. And these are the super matches that you will get to see if you pay the promoters a price of $16 as a pay-per-view money. Pavlo versus Cody Spur Merit left arm super match. Going to be an amazing one. These are definitely the top 5 guys in North America. Ron Bath versus Peter Kaichuk. Then Alan Ford versus RVJ, the rematch after a decade. Rob was asked during a press conference something about his comeback after a long time. And he was like, don't fall for the internet hype, the internet misinformation, because I have already competed like 3 different times this year. So I am regular, maybe more regular than most of the guys on this card. Then Ryan SP versus Mate Varangi Heta Morris straight from New Zealand. And by the way, these matches I think are in Canada. Angie Rose versus Petra Dam. Mike Gould versus Nick Stone. I've heard a lot about Nick Stone. I've seen him compete. But let's see if he can come up to the international level. Beating Mike Gould won't give him that opportunity, but it will show us his level because Yordan Sonev absolutely destroyed Mike Gould's left arm. Let's see if he can do the same here. And I'm not even sure if this match is left arm or right arm. Miguel versus Nicola, then LeBlanc versus Gazzetto, Daniel versus Yulka Toshenka, Kordecha versus Zaleski. Yes, I think this Zaleski is the slab fighting guy. It's his second or third match. I'm not even sure how he's put up against Kordecha. It looks like as if they just want to invite Kordecha by any reason because they like him so much. They invited him as a guest a couple of times. They invited him to have a super match with Rick Heidelberg, and now against Zaleski. Canada loves Alex Kordecha. This is what I'm getting from this. So that's it for this card. Please purchase the pay-per-view if you want to support the pay-per-view, the organization. Then Dave Chaffee was seen doing a crazy back pressure lift, which got a lot of criticism because Dave is rarely a guy who will get any kind of criticism whatsoever. But on this lift, he's getting some. And he did not claim it to be strict or anything like that. So the back pressure lift was over 200 pounds on his crane scale throughout, and he was not only lifting it, he was holding it for a very long time. And this was the angle. So is it equally difficult than lifting it like this, then getting it back up? Well, clearly not. I've seen guys who struggle to get the weight from here to here, and once the weight is here, they are wrapping out their 1 rep max for about 5-6 times. So it's clearly way easier over there, but he was still holding that weight, about 90-95 kilos for an insane time. And this is what he said about this lift. About a month after my match with Vitali earlier this year, I got some good rest and started doing some different things. I started doing a little more back pressure. This was my last hold from this workout. Not going to call out Dave Chaffee on this one because he's clearly one of the strongest guys that you'll ever see anywhere in this world. You can go to any competition and Dave is probably the strongest guy there. But I don't really like it when guys say, well, this is about my last lift, especially when they're almost shitting themselves trying to lift that weight and posting it clearly as their PR or something. And then the caption says, this was my last set of my last exercise of my last workout. I was just about to exit the gym. Again, not calling out Dave Chaffee for this one because he's clearly really strong, but many guys do that. Devon Larratt. Speaking of training, this time Devon was seen going all out. You must have seen the latest video on his channel. People were using 2 hands and they were arm wrestling Devon both left and right-handed. And instead of just holding them, this time Devon was going all out. Obviously, he was exhausted, completely exhausted. He probably could have lost to those guys if they just let go of the other hand and just arm wrestled Devon with a single hand. That's how much tired he was. But still, he was going all out. Usually, we can see Devon going all out once he's trying to stop somebody from pinning him, but not on the offensive side. Not there. We have not really seen that. So is Devon changing his practice methods? I clearly remember before the first Levan match when I interviewed Devon, I asked him something along the lines of these preparation things. And the example was, if you have to jump 30 feet for a world record long jump, but you're preparing to jump by jumping, let's say 20-25 feet, 100 or 1,000 different times. Can jumping 1,000 times for a distance of 20 or 25 feet prepare you to jump 30 feet on competition day? And 30 feet here is Levant's again actually. And Devon gave an answer that he's doing whatever is best for him and whatever is possible for him at this age. And this time it looks like he's going harder than usual during his training. He also talked about his own match against Leonidas, cleared some things out, and his son's match against the Korean Hulk cleared some things out there as well. So first of all, Devon is happy that this is probably going to be the first father-son duo on a big super match card. So he's really excited about that. And he clarified that the Korean Hulk is not only bigger and stronger than Auden, but he has more experience as well. He's been arm wrestling for more than a decade. So people should probably stop saying that Auden is arm wrestling and nobody here. This is what I'm guessing he meant to say. I think it's fair as well. And about his own match, yes, he destroyed Leonidas during those practice pulls, but at that time he was about 275 pounds and now he's much lighter. So what is Devon trying to say here? Is he trying to trick us into believing that this is in fact a close match? Well, I don't think it is, because Devon needs to make up his mind on how strong his left arm really is. The same interview which I was talking about with Devon more than 2 years ago, he told me that he believes that in this shape, he could have defeated the 2018 version of Denis Siplenkov on the left arm, which is absolutely crazy. To be honest, to be clear here, I hope Devon is not watching this video. I did not believe that claim at all. But if Devon thinks so, and now he's arm wrestling Leonidas when he's supposedly even stronger because he has started training his left arm, it's going to be insane. He should run through Leonidas for sure. So Leonidas mentioned that his right arm is in fact 5 to 10% stronger than his left arm, which is once again a bad news for this matchup, bad news for Leonidas, and bad news for the promoters if they want this match to be close. But he did say that he practice pulled with Matt Mask one more time and things have changed. So this is one good news finally for Leonidas, because the last time he practiced with Matt, which was about 1.5 years ago, my guess, and at that time Matt was just simply rolling through his hand. I was so surprised, how can Matt on the left arm beat Leonidas so easily? But he was doing that. Right now, from the talks that Leonidas had with Devon, it doesn't seem to be the case anymore. He's much more closer to Matt now. So Ermes Gasparini was live with Engin Terzi, and there he mentioned some things. His weight is 123 kilos, and I know I wanted to talk about Brian Shaw, but maybe after this one, because I've not written anything about that here. So his weight is 123, and his shoulder he will finally check with the doctor for one more time, and after that he will go all out into his training. And the match that he looks like he wants to have, or the promoters have suggested to him, is between himself and the winner of Michael Todd or Genadi Quiquina match. Michael Todd and Genadi Quiquina match. And it's great. It's amazing news, because Ermes does have some unsettled business with both of them. So with Genadi, yes, he won, but the score was 4-2. He kind of dominated Genadi. The rounds were long, they were not quick, but still he looked in control throughout. But then he kind of got injured, because how many times can you hit so hard, then transition? It is a possibility that you may damage something, and which is exactly what Ermes did. So we don't know, because that was Genadi's first comeback match. This is again going to be his comeback match because he injured his bicep, so we cannot really say that. But Genadi for sure deserves a rematch. And speaking of Michael Todd, yes, Michael did beat Ermes, but Ermes was much smaller, so he has some revenge to take. It is almost like the Alex Cordecha match, where all of us think that Ermes is the favorite, but we cannot say that Ermes has defeated those guys. He needs to beat Michael as well. And Michael Todd himself said in his live, and I really appreciate his honesty, that he believes that he's not ready for Ermes Gasparini yet. Other than Levan and Ermes, he can probably tackle anyone else in this world. These were Michael Todd's words in one of his recent live streams. So Ermes also believes that Michael is in the best shape of his life, and looks like he wants to have a match with either him or Genadi Quiquina. He believes that that match is 50-50. Brian Shaw was seen doing some crazy ass, heavy, hardcore, aggressive cupping exercise with side pressure, which is exactly what Brian Shaw should be doing, not the micro movements which Devon taught him when he was at Brian Shaw's gym. Nothing against Devon, but he's the perfect coach for himself, and for his son as well, and maybe for some other advanced elite level arm wrestlers as well. But he's not a very good coach for Brian Shaw. Definitely not a good one. So Brian Shaw, we kind of questioned if he wants to stay in arm wrestling, if he's still as hungry as he was saying he was about a couple of months ago. But looks like he's been posting regularly once again on his Instagram, and he's there to stay. So other than that, we have Ermes versus Michael. I think we kind of covered that as well. So most of the topics have been covered. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again.